Doctors told me I should have slowed down decades ago. But here I am, 92 years old. I still drive. I still walk on my own. And I haven't been sick in over 30 years. Not a cold, not the flu, not even a sore throat. You might think I'm just lucky, but I promise you, luck has very little to do with it. What I've done for the past 3 decades are 5 very simple things. They don't cost money, they don't require youth, and they certainly don't involve expensive pills or trendy routines, but done every day consistently, they changed everything. If you're over 60 and wondering if it's too late to feel strong again, it's not. If you've noticed that getting out of bed feels harder, if your legs feel heavier, your energy fades faster, or you catch every little bug going around, this message is for you, because I was just like that too. And that's when everything changed. Let me show you what I do differently and why you might want to start today. Every single morning before my feet touch the floor, I move. I don't mean a workout. I don't stretch or meditate or reach for my phone. I simply send a message to my body. We're alive, we're awake, and we're about to move. It starts with 3 deep breaths. Then I stretch my fingers, wiggle my toes, rotate my ankles and wrists slowly. This takes me about 90 seconds, but it wakes up every muscle, tendon, and joint. It increases blood flow to my limbs and oxygen to my brain. You might think it sounds too simple to matter, but that's exactly why most people skip it. When I was younger, I used to jump right out of bed. At 60, I stumbled more often than I care to admit. One morning, I tripped over my slippers and landed hard. That was my warning. The body is stiff in the morning. The blood is thick. The nervous system is still catching up, but a gentle movement ritual prepares you for the day. It reduces the risk of falls, boosts circulation, and even calms the mind. According to studies from the National Institute on Aging Older Adults who do gentle movement in the morning, report better balance, mental clarity, and more energy throughout the day. You don't need a mat. You don't need to leave your bed. Just 90 seconds and a message that says, I'm still here and I'm still going, because aging doesn't happen all at once. It happens in the quiet moments, the ones you skip, and health comes back the same way. In moments you choose not to skip. After I move, before I even get out of bed, I drink something golden. It's not coffee. It's not a supplement. It's not some fancy powder I saw on the internet. It's warm water with lemon, turmeric, and a pinch of black pepper. That's it. But don't let the simplicity fool you. This one habit has done more for my immune system than anything else I've ever tried. Lemon is loaded with vitamin C, a powerful antioxidant that fuels your body's first line of defense. It helps stimulate bile from the liver, which supports healthy digestion, something that often slows down with age. Turmeric is one of nature's strongest anti-inflammatories. It contains curcumin, which has been shown in hundreds of studies to lower inflammation, support brain health, and protect joints from wear and tear. And black pepper. That's the key. It contains piperine, a compound that boosts the absorption of curcumin by up to 2,000%. Without it, turmeric barely enters your bloodstream. I call it my golden glass, and I've had it nearly every morning for over 30 years. Back when I was in my 60s, I used to get sinus infections twice a year. My joints ached every winter. I felt bloated and sluggish after breakfast. 2 weeks after starting this drink, I noticed something had shifted. I wasn't bloated anymore. My digestion felt smoother. My knees didn't creak when I stood up. and I haven't had a sinus infection since. It's not a miracle cure. It's a message, a signal to my body. We are not on defense, we are on offense. Here's how you can make it. Just warm up a cup of water, not boiling, just comfortably hot. Squeeze in half a lemon. Add 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric. Sprinkle in a small pinch of black pepper. Stir. Sip. And feel the difference. You don't need a supplement shelf filled with bottles. You don't need a new trend every season. You just need one habit that tells your body, I'm taking care of you first thing in the morning. Because that one sip is more than hydration. It's a promise, and your body listens. I walk every day, not to burn calories, not to exercise. I walk to heal. 15 minutes, rain or shine, no headphones, no phone, just me, my breath, and my footsteps. Most people think walking is what you do when you can't run anymore, like it's some sort of fallback plan. But at 92, I can tell you, walking isn't a backup. It's the foundation. When I was in my 60s, I used to jog. I thought I needed to sweat hard to stay young. Then I read a study that changed my life. It said, just walking, simple walking, can reduce systemic inflammation, regulate blood sugar, improve memory, and lower your risk of death by 39%. That was the moment I stopped chasing sweat and started embracing rhythm. Because walking isn't just about moving forward. It's about bringing your body back into balance. Your joints, your thoughts, your immune system, even your mood. I walk every day, no matter what. Not because I'm disciplined, but because I know what happens when I don't. If I skip a walk, I get stiff. My thoughts slow down. My digestion lags behind. But when I walk, everything resets. My shoulders roll back. My posture improves. My lungs open. And by the time I return, I feel more alive, more like myself. There's real science behind it. One study in the British Journal of Sports Medicine found that just 20 minutes of walking can reduce inflammation markers in older adults. Another from Stanford University showed walking boosts creativity and mental clarity more than sitting still ever could. But what really convinced me one morning about 25 years ago, I skipped my walk. I told myself I'd do it later. But the day slipped away. That night, I felt old. Not tired, not sore, just old. Like my body had lost its rhythm. Like my joints didn't belong to me. That was the last time I skipped it. Now, walking is my prescription. I put on shoes with good support. I take slow steps. I breathe in for 4 seconds and out for 6. And this might sound odd. I smile while I walk, not because I feel happy, but because it makes me feel happy. That smile activates my vagus nerve, the one that regulates stress digestion and heart rate. A study in psychosomatic medicine even found that smiling while walking boosts the anti-stress effects of movement. So now I smile, I breathe, I walk 15 minutes a day. No gym, no gear, no excuses, because you don't need energy to walk. Walking gives it to you. And every step is your body saying, I still can. I used to think I was eating healthy. Whole grains, fresh fruit, a bowl of cereal, maybe some orange juice, but I still felt weak. By 10:30, my energy would dip. By noon, I was foggy, forgetting names, misplacing keys, and I assumed it was just age. Until my doctor looked at me and said, you're not eating enough protein. That changed everything. You see, after 60, your body doesn't absorb protein as easily as it used to. So while I thought I was eating well, My body was starving for what it really needed. That's when I changed my breakfast. No more toast, no more sugary granola. Instead, I started what I now call my brain and body breakfast. One boiled egg, a cup of Greek yogurt, a handful of walnuts, a few blueberries. Together, that's over 25 grams of high-quality protein, plus healthy fats and antioxidants. It doesn't just fill me, it fuels me. And here's why that matters. Protein isn't just for athletes or bodybuilders. It's for immune cells, built from amino acids. It's for enzymes that heal tissue. It's for neurotransmitters, the ones that keep your mind sharp and focused. A study from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that older adults who consumed 25 to 30 grams of protein per meal had better muscle mass, fewer hospitalizations, and even longer lifespans. Another study from Tufts University showed higher protein intake, improved vaccine response, and overall immunity in seniors. And it's not just about what you eat, it's when breakfast is when your body decides how it's going to show up for the rest of the day. Start with empty carbs, and you're running on fumes. Start with protein, and you're running on purpose. Now, some mornings, I switch it up. Cottage cheese with flax seeds, a small piece of grilled chicken on sprouted bread. Sometimes even a scrambled lentil bowl if I feel fancy. But one rule never changes: never skip protein. Especially not at breakfast, because that meal sets the tone, not just for your blood sugar or your mood, but for your strength, your immunity, your resilience. You wouldn't fuel a car with fumes, so why do it to yourself? Your body doesn't care how old you are. It cares how you feed it today. And every morning I remind it, we're building something strong. Every morning before I speak to anyone, before I read the news, before I even check the weather, I sit and I tune my mind. It's not meditation, it's not therapy, it's something much simpler and in many ways more powerful. For 3 quiet minutes, I picture the kind of day I want to have. Not the chores, not the traffic, not the bills, just the feeling. I see myself moving through the day, calm, clear, and useful, not rushed, not reactive, just grounded. And here's what most people don't realize. Your brain doesn't know the difference between something you vividly imagine and something that actually happens. That's not a motivational slogan. That's neuroscience. Researchers at Harvard and Dr. Joe Dispenza have shown in brain scans that when you imagine doing something with focus and emotion, the same areas of the brain activate as if you were doing it in real life. Over time, this rewires the nervous system, which means you can train your body to feel safe. You can train your mind to be sharp. You can teach your system to stay calm before the chaos begins. And for seniors like us, that matters more than most people think. Because as we age, stress shows up differently. It's not just tension or fatigue. It's confusion. It's that feeling of fog you can't shake. It's that random illness that comes out of nowhere. But it's not out of nowhere. It's out of unspoken, unprocessed stress. I had a friend, same age as me, same health background, but he was always stressed. News, politics, finances. He let it all in, every day, until one morning, he collapsed. His heart gave out. No warning. He survived, but things were never the same. One day he asked me, "How come you're never rattled? Don't you ever worry?" I told him something I've never forgotten. Worry is a thief, and every morning I lock the door. That's what mental tuning does. It locks the door on fear. It opens the window to peace. And the effects, they ripple outward. Your blood pressure drops. Your immune system activates. Your memory sharpens. You even digest food better. A 2016 study from the University of Wisconsin-Madison found that just 5 minutes of daily mental rehearsal significantly reduced anxiety and improved immune response in adults over 65. Not just for hours, but for weeks. So yes, I walk. I drink my golden glass. I eat to build strength. But none of it would matter if my mind stayed stuck in stress. That's why I begin every day with intention, because how you think shapes how you heal. You don't need candles. You don't need mantras. You don't need to be a monk. You just need a chair, 3 minutes, and a quiet picture of the life you still want to live. Picture yourself strong. Picture yourself behind the wheel. Picture yourself healthy, not because of luck, but because of choice. And one day, you'll realize something incredible. It's no longer a picture, it's your life. So now you know. It wasn't luck. It wasn't genetics. It wasn't some secret vitamin I found in a magazine. It was 5 simple choices, done daily, done consistently, done with care. Let's go over them one more time. When I move before I even get out of bed. Not to stretch, but to send a message to my body. We're still in this together. 2, I drink my golden glass. Warm water, lemon, turmeric, black pepper. It wakes up my immune system before the world has a chance to challenge it. 3, I walk 15 minutes every day to reset, recharge, and remind my body that it still can. 4, I eat a breakfast that builds. Protein, good fats, antioxidants. Because the first meal of the day isn't just food, it's direction. And 5, I tune my mind. Before the noise, before the world speaks, I sit quietly and decide how I want to show up. These habits aren't fancy, they're not expensive, and they're not complicated, but they are powerful because health doesn't disappear all at once. It fades in small, skipped moments, a missed walk, a rushed morning, a breakfast that fills but doesn't fuel, a thought you didn't choose that chooses you instead. But just like it fades, health also returns. In breath, in steps, in sips, in thoughts, in choices. You don't need to be 92 to begin. You just need to begin, because if you're still here, you still can. There's one more habit, something I haven't shared yet. It's what I do every night, after the walking, after the meals, after the thinking. It's the final piece, the quiet ritual that helps my body repair itself while I sleep. And science says it might be the key to reversing aging altogether. I've done it for decades. It costs nothing, but it changes everything. We'll talk about that next time. So if this spoke to you today, if something inside you said, yes, I still want this life, then don't stop here. Subscribe, stay with me, and together, we'll keep walking forward. Because you're still here, and that means you're already on your way.